Hi, my name is Almayasa Sharqawi, and in this video we're going to study Chapter 1, Management Information Systems. In Section 1.1, Business-Driven MIS, we're going to talk about competing in the information age, challenge of departmental companies and the MIS solution. 1.2, Business Strategy, we're going to talk about identifying competitive advantages, 5 forces model, which is used for evaluating industry attractiveness, 3 generic strategies used for choosing a business focus, and finally, value chain analysis used for executing business strategies. Your learning outcomes for 1.1 is going to be the following. Describe the information age and the difference between data, information, business intelligence, and knowledge. Also, explain system thinking and how management information systems enable business communications. Companies today are successful when they combine the power of information age with traditional business tools. Technology also provides countless business opportunities, but has its disadvantages that can lead to pitfalls and traps for a business if it's not used correctly. Definitions of the following. Fact, the confirmation or validation of an event or an object. An example of a fact is there are 50 states in the USA. Information age is a time infinite quantities of facts are widely available to anyone who can use a computer. Examples of the power of business and technology. These are examples of businesses that were once small and grew using technology, such as Amazon, Netflix, and Zappos. Amazon was originally a business focus was to sell books. Netflix was to rent videos via mailboxes, and Zappos' original business focus was to sell shoes. Throughout the time, it grew bigger and bigger and became more popular through technology. Keywords are the following: IoT, Internet of Things, and machine to machine. IoT, let's start with IoT. IoT is a world where interconnected Internet-enabled devices or things have the ability to collect and share data without human intervention. An example of IoT is that when you want to control your AC or any device, any electronic device using your smartphone instead of you manually controlling it. And machine-to-machine refers to a device that connects directly to other devices. The core drivers of information age is the following: data, information, business intelligence, knowledge. Data هي البيانات. Information بيانات إلها معنى، يعني data with meaning. Business intelligence, information collected to enhance awareness and understanding. Knowledge is actionable insights, skills coupled with information and intelligence. Business intelligence creates knowledge. Keywords: data, big data, snapshot, and monetary data. Data are raw facts that describe characteristics of an event or an object. Big data, collection of large, complex data sets which cannot be analyzed using traditional database methods and tools. A snapshot is a view of data at a particular moment in time. وهلأ the accounting and finance departments primarily use monetary data. إيش هي monetary data؟ monetary data هي البيانات النقدية stores currency amounts. فإنه منطق إنه finance accounting departments use monetary data أكتر إشي. هلأ عندك انتي characteristics للbig data. هم 4 characteristics: variety, veracity, volume, and velocity. بالعربي هي صحة البيانات وتنوع البيانات، حجم البيانات، وسرعة انتشار البيانات. Variety هي التنوع بالبيانات. Different forms of structured and unstructured data. We're going to talk about it in this chapter. Veracity, the uncertainty of data, includes biases, noise, and abnormalities. هي صحة البيانات، لازم تكون البيانات موثوق فيها. Volume, the scale of data، هي حجم البيانات، كبرها يعني. Velocity, analysis of streaming data as it travels around the internet، سرعة انتشار البيانات. عندك data types: structured and unstructured data. يعني عندك منظمة أو غير منظمة. Structured data هي المنظمة. Define length, type, format includes number, dates ومثلا customer address format. Unstructured data غير منظمة ما عندها specific format, typically free form such as email, Twitter tweets, text messages. في عندك انتي human generated وفي عندك machine generated data, both structured and unstructured data كمان. يعني machine generated data من الاسم انه الماشين هو اللي طلع الداتا without human intervention. Human generated data الداتا written by humans in interaction with computers. هدول examples of structured and unstructured data. Structured data عندك the following: sensor, weblog, financial, clickstream, point of scale, accounting. Unstructured data عندك satellite, photographic, video, social media, text message, voicemail data. هلا text message و voicemail data are examples of human generated data. Satellite images are examples of machine generated data. Information is the data converted into a meaningful and useful context. يعني data with meaning. Variable is a data characteristic that stands for a value that changes or varies over time. هلا الريبورت هو التقرير. عندك types of report, بس هلا الريبورت is a document containing data organized in a table, matrix or graphical format, allowing users to easily comprehend and understand information. تكون الداتا مرتبة عشان نقدر نحن نفهمها بسرعة. عندك two types. عندك dynamic وعندك static. Dynamic changes automatically during creation. Static created once based on data that does not change. Static ما عمرها بتتغير، ما بتقدر تغيريها. Dynamic عادي بتتغير throughout the time. Business intelligence definition هي information collected from multiple resources مثل suppliers, customers, competitors, partners, and industries, analyzes patterns, trends, and relationships for strategic decision making. Using business intelligence, we can gain knowledge. عندك 4 types of data analytics. Data analytics إنك كيف بتحلل البيانات. عندك descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. هدول descriptive analytics answers the question what happened, إيش صار. Diagnostic analytics, why did it happen. Predictive analytics, what is likely to happen, we will predict the future يعني. And prescriptive analytics, what should we do to prevent the problem or to solve the problem. The following is the definitions. Descriptive describes past performance and history. Diagnostic, why did it happen, examines data or content to answer the questions. Why did it happen? Predictive analytics extracts information from data and uses it to predict future trends and identify behavioral patterns. Prescriptive analytics creates models including the business decision to make or course of action to take. The following are the business tools for analyzing business strategies. We're going to talk about in this chapter SWOT analysis, 5 forces model, 3 generic strategies, value chain analysis. Okay, let's start with SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. عندك external and internal factors. External factors هم ال opportunity and threats. Internal هم ال strengths and weaknesses. SWOT analysis is used to evaluate companies' competitive position and to develop strategic planning. Assesses internal and external factors as well as current and future potential. بالعربي يعني التحليل الرباعي هي خطة تحليل استراتيجية في عدة مجالات كإدارة أعمال والتسويق والتنمية البشرية وغيره. هلأ الكومبوننتس زي ما قلنا strengths هي قوة، weakness نقطة ضعف، opportunities هي الفرص، threats هي التهديدات. strength أول إشي اللي بدنا نحكي عنه هي what an organization excels at and what it separates it from the competition. In other words, you could say competitive advantage مثل strong brand أو loyal customer base. Weaknesses, what stops an organization to perform at its optimum level, areas where a company needs to improve to remain competitive مثل high level of debt. Opportunities refer to favorable external factors that could give an organization a competitive advantage. Threats, on the other hand, factors that have potential harm to an organization, like rising costs of materials. SWOT analysis can be applied to almost every business question. That's its advantage. Next business tool we're gonna talk about is 5 forces model. It includes competitive rivalry, supplier power, buyer power, threats of substitution, threats of new entry. It encourages organizations to look beyond direct competitor when assessing strategy and instead consider broader environmental factors. It identifies main source of competition. هذا يعني بالعربي بيشجع هذا النموذج للنظر لأبعد من المنافسين المباشرين عند تقييم الاستراتيجية، وبدلا من ذلك النظر في القوى البيئية الأوسع. بيحدد المصدر الرئيسي للمنافسة. Competitive rivalry looks at numbers and strengths of competitors. When rivalry is intense, cutting prices is a solution, as customers can go elsewhere. However, when rivalry is minimal, يعني قليل, you have tremendous competitor power and healthy profits, as you don't need to cut prices. Supplier power. Supplier gain power if they can increase their prices easily or reduce quality of product. If suppliers are little, then supplier power is great. But if you can find other suppliers with better deals, then supplier power decreases. The third thing is buyer power. If number of buyers is low compared to the number of suppliers in an industry, then they have a buyer power, meaning it can be easy for them to switch to other alternatives. But if you have many customers with little competition, then buyer power decreases. Threat of substitution refers to the likelihood of customers finding a different way of doing what you do. It could be cheaper or better or even both. Lastly, we're going to talk about threats of new entry. Your position can be affected by potential rivals' ability to enter your market. If it takes little money and effort to enter your market, or if you have little protection for your key technologies, then rivals can quickly enter your market and weaken your position. Third business tool we're going to talk about is called value chain analysis. Intent of a value chain analysis is to increase value of a product or service. For 2 types of activities: primary, which is at the bottom, and support systems, which is at the top. Primary related to physical creation, sale, maintenance, and support of a product or service. It consists of inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, service. أول شيء inbound logistics, receiving, storing, distributing inputs. Secondly, operations, change inputs into outputs. Operational system is what creates value. Third thing, outbound logistics, delivers product to customer. Marketing and sales persuade clients to buy the product from you. Service related to after-sales services. Support activities. Support activities they support the primary activities. In the diagram, the dotted line that each support shows that each support activity plays a role in each primary activity. For example, procurement supports operations with certain activities, but it also supports marketing and sales with other activities. Support activities are procurement or purchasing. It's what organization does to get resources it needs to operate. Human resource management, how well company recruits, trains, and rewards workers. Technological development, activities related to managing and processing information. Infrastructure, companies' support system and functions that allow maintaining daily operations. Lastly, we're going to talk about Porter's generic competitive strategy. It's a framework for planning the strategic direction of your business that assists with gaining an advantage in the marketplace over your competitors. Porter divides strategies into 3 approaches, including cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. Firstly, we're going to talk about cost leadership. There are 2 types of cost leadership: low-cost strategy and best value strategy. One aims to increase profits by reducing costs while maintaining industry average. The other aims to increase market share by charging lower prices and reducing costs, high low-cost strategy. Differentiation. Adapting to a differentiation strategy means that your company must find something about its product that is special or different from your competitor, yani having a competitive advantage. You could do this by rebranding or developing new specialized products to offer under your existing brand and marketing strategy. Lastly, focus. The focus strategy provides the option to use either cost leadership or differentiation within a niche market. There are two types of focus: low cost and best value. The best value focus is also known as differentiation focus. The two differ by focusing on either low cost possible or best value for the price. The best way to choose the right strategy is by using SWOT analysis. And after you use the Porter's generic strategy, the 5 industry forces will likely to change based on your selection of one of the strategies. Knowledge. Knowledge, skills, experience, and expertise coupled with information and intelligence that creates a person's intellectual resources. Knowledge assets, on the other hand, the human, structural, and recorded resources available to the organization. Knowledge facilitators helps harness the wealth of knowledge in the organization. And finally, knowledge worker, individual valued for their ability to interpret and analyze information. The transformation from data to knowledge. Let's just say in data, I have an item. If we want to change it to information, we're going to say that the item I have is a product that has the most sales during the month of December. Leading to business intelligence, then the month of December this year is going to see interest rate rise by 10% and snowstorms are expected to cause numerous problems throughout the East Coast. We got the business intelligence from the information we gained from the data. Then finally, after we have business intelligence, we're going to gain knowledge. Given that the unexpected financial issues caused by the storms and the interest rate hike, we will offer a discount on purchases in November and December to ensure sales levels increase by 10%. هيك عرفنا إيش بدنا نسوي بالبزنس intelligence. ورح نسوي discounts بشهر ديسمبر عشان نحن نظبط الوضع. هلأ في عندكم data silo و data democratization. هدول التنين completely different than each other. They're the opposite يعني. Data silo occurs when a business unit is unable to freely communicate with another business unit, making it difficult or impossible for organizations to work cross-functionally. يعني one business unit ما بتقدر تحكي مع التانية. Okay? Data democratization, the ability for data to be collected, analyzed and accessible to all users. يعني الكل بيقدر يستخدم هاي الداتا. في عندكم goods وفي عندكم services البزنس could offer. الgoods هي materials, items or products that customers will buy to satisfy a want or need. Services, a task performed by people that customers will buy to satisfy a want or need. عنا examples of goods و examples of services. Goods مثل سيارات, groceries, clothing, و services مثل teaching, waiting tables, dyeing hair, and so on. Production. Production, the process where the business takes raw materials and processes them or converts them into a finished product for its goods or services. يعني بتاخد الانبوت بتطلع الاوتبوت. في إشي اسمه product differentiation, تميز المنتج. Happens when a company creates a unique difference in its products ليجذبوا الكاستمرز ويخلوهم يشتروا. System thinking analyzes the way of different parts of a system interacts and how they influence one another. يعني كيف كل part من السيستم تتعامل مع بعض وبتعطي تلخيص لكل هذا الحكي. A way of monitoring the entire system by viewing multiple inputs being processed or transformed to produce outputs while continuously gathering feedback on each part. Management Information System هي MIS هي people-oriented field with an emphasis on service through technology. Business function like accounting and human resources, which moves information about people, products, and processes across the company to facilitate decision-making and problem-solving. Section 1.2 Business Strategy. Learning outcomes ل 1.2 هي explain why competitive advantages are temporary, identify the 4 key areas of a SWOT analysis, describe Porter's 5 forces model and explain each of the 5 forces, compare Porter's 3 generic strategies, demonstrate how a company can add value by using Porter's value chain analysis. هلأ نحن كلنا هدول حكيناهم ب 1.1 بس نحن رح نعطي examples لكل هدول. Business strategy هي leadership plan that achieves a specific set of goals or objectives, such as developing a new product or service, entering new markets, increasing customer loyalty, attracting new customers, increasing sales. يعني هدول الأشياء البزنس اللي بدهم يسووها. competitive advantage اللي دايما كنا بنحكي عنها هي الميزة التنافسية. ال product or service that an organization's customer place a greater value on than similar offering from a competitor. يعني بيكون عندهم إشي التانيين competitors ما عندهم إياه. First mover advantage occurs when an organization can significantly impact its market share by being first to market with a competitive advantage. Buyer power قوة المشتري ability of buyers to affect the price of an item. يعني إذا في عندكم انتو كتير competitors وفي كتير buyers فالباير بيكون بيقدر يروح على other alternatives بسهولة، فهذا ليش عنده الباير باور أكتر increases. يعني switching cost manipulating cost that make customers reluctant to switch to another product. بتقللوا الأسعار وبتضبطوا الأسعار عشان تخلوا الكاستمرز بس يشتروا من عندكم وما يروحوا to your competitors. Loyalty program rewards customers based on the amount of business they do with a particular organization. مثلا انت رحت على صالون بتسوي مثلا 5 services عندهم والسادسة مجانا. هاي loyalty program. Supplier power the supplier's ability to influence the price they charge for supplies. Supplier power هي قوة المورد. Supply chain consists of all parties involved in the procurement of a product or raw material. Threats of substitute products or services. It's very high when there are many alternatives to a product or service and low when there are few alternatives. Threats of new entrants. High when it's easy for new competitors to enter a market and low when there are significant entry barriers. هلا إيش اللي بيخلي new entrants ما يدخلوا الماركت؟ هي entry barrier. Entry barrier بتكون feature of a product or service that customers have come to expect and entering competitors must offer the same for survival عشان هم يقدروا to profit ويكبروا وينجحوا. يعني في عندكم rivalry among existing competitors هي التنافس بين المنافسين الحاليين. High when competition is fierce in a market and low when competitors are more complacent. Product differentiation اللي كنا عم نحكي عنها هي تميز المنتج occurs when a company develops unique differences in its products or services with the intent to influence demand. هلا analyzing the airline industry using أول إشي 5 forces model. عندكم threats of substitute, buyer power, supplier power و threats of new entrants. هلا airline industry it's a very high investment business option وكمان exiting it is not easy لأنه في عندكم long-term commitment and agreements. For example buyer power تاعكم كتير strong بيكون لأنه schedules and fares that helps them make the most economical decisions. وفي عندكم supplier power is very strong كمان عشان بس في suppliers بالairline industry including fuel, aircraft and labor. فهم إذا علوا الأسعار بيكون صعب للairline industry لأنهم بس في إلالة ما في زي suppliers تانيين. وفي عندكم threat of new entrants هي low to medium لأنه كتير صعب إنكم تفتحوا airline كبيرة لأنه huge amount of capital and investments in the airline industry is a very strong barrier. يعني إنه بتحتاج كتير مصاري. threats of substitutes is low to medium. يعني مثلا الroad والtrain or water transport مش كتير الناس بيستخدموها قد الايرلاين. يعني الناس بيحبوا أكتر إنه يسافروا بالطيارة. في عندكم airline value chain. airline value chain في عندكم primary وعندكم support activities. primary هم اللي تحت inbound logistics مثل fuel, flight scheduling, crew scheduling و route selection من هالحكي. operations مثل ticket counter operations, gate operations, aircraft operations, onboard services, baggage handling, ticket offices. outbound logistics baggage system, flight connection, rental car and hotel reservation system. Marketing and sales مثل promotion, advertisement, advantage program, travel agent program, group sales. عندكم السيرفيس lost baggage service, complaint follow-up service, هاي after sale service. في عندكم procurement هي what an organization does to get resources it needs to operate. يعني هي بتحتاج information technology communications، بتحتاج ال IT بشكل عام. نحن هلأ بلشنا support activities اللي supports the primary activities، هدول بيكونوا throughout the primary activities. في عندكم technology development يعني computer reservation systems and flight systems, flight scheduling systems, yield management systems. هدول ال systems اللي هم بيحتاج يكون عندهم إياه عشان يقدروا يسووا ال services اللي هم they offer. Product development, market research, baggage tracking systems هاي لل after sale يعني هاي ال services. وفي عندكم كمان human resource management كيف هم بيتعاملوا مع ال workers اللي عندهم and how they train them properly. مثلا ال flight and route and yield analyst training and complot training, safety training, baggage handling training, agent training, in-flight training. كل هدول ال trainings لازم يكون ال worker اللي عندهم يعرف يسويها أو حسب وين هو بأي department كمان. وفي عندكم ال firm infrastructure هي ال company support system functions that allow maintaining daily operations مثل financial policy, accounting, regulatory complaints و legal و community affairs. فعندكم هلأ ل Delta Airlines SWOT analysis. عندكم strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Let's start with strength. Massive number of aircraft عندهم و Delta Airline is famous among customers و mergers and alliances و economic stability. However, the weaknesses تاعت ال Delta Airline significant focus on one particular business segment, dwindling workforce, و Airbus A220 and problems with it يعني عندهم problems مع هاي ال Airbus وعندهم tension with the marketing department. However, the opportunities اللي عندهم marketing based on social media, MRO, Generation Y will expand its market. يعني it's very easy to expand their market and if they work on their marketing strategies ساعتها on social media يعني ساعتها بيكبروا زيادة. However, the threats اللي عندهم pandemic, investment over regulations, competent substitutes و higher production costs. Thank you and that's the end of chapter 1.
لتكملة الكورس يرجى تحميل تطبيق NoNerds أو زيارة موقعنا الإلكتروني في الديسكريبشن.